Hey friends, I'm musician Tony Janflone Jr. and welcome to Beyond the Strings. This is the part of my channel where we talk about the human side of the journey, what happens off stage, and how to keep moving forward when life doesn't go according to plan. And I do want to say this up front. My thoughts are always viewed through a Christian lens. Faith plays a huge part in all of this for me. That doesn't mean I have all the answers, but it does mean I'm not walking alone through hardships. And I believe God can bring strength, meaning, and purpose even in seasons that feel overwhelming. Today's episode is simple, but I think it's powerful. There are 9 things that I try to remember when going through tough times. Number 1, everything can and will change. If you're in a season that feels heavy, I want you to hold on to this. Everything can and will change. It may not be overnight. It may not always be the way you expect. But seasons shift, circumstances shift, and sometimes the most important thing you can do is to keep showing up until the page turns. I believe that God specializes in turning pages we thought were absolutely stuck. Number 2, you've overcome challenges before. Your mind will tell you this is the one that breaks you. But the truth is, you've overcome many obstacles before. You've made it through difficult chapters already, and if you're a person of faith, you can look back and see the moments where you weren't just surviving, you were being carried. Number 3, difficulties are, unfortunately, a learning experience. This might not feel like a lesson right now to you, but it's true. It's a learning experience. Sometimes you learn patience. Sometimes you learn what matters. Sometimes you learn who's real and who's not. Sometimes you learn how strong you actually are. And through a Christian lens, I believe God can use hard seasons to refine us and mold us, not crush us. Number 4, not getting what you want can truly be a blessing. I know it doesn't seem that way. This one is usually clear in hindsight, but not getting what you want can be a blessing. Sometimes a closed door is protection. Sometimes it's redirection. Sometimes it's simply God saying, not that. I've got something better for you, even if you can't see it yet. Number 5, even in the toughest of times, try to allow yourself to have some fun and keep any kind of sense of humor that you can have. You're not doing this as denial or avoiding the problem, but you're using that as oxygen. A small amount of joy can restore something in you, and it can remind you that the hard season doesn't get to take everything from you. Number 6, being kind to yourself is the best medicine. A lot of us are compassionate toward everyone else and brutal towards ourselves. I am so guilty of this. My wife has said on so many occasions, you would never talk to one of your friends the way you talk to yourself. So, being kind to yourself is the best medicine. Speak to yourself like you would be speaking to someone you love. Rest when you need to get some rest. Give yourself grace while you go through this healing process. Number 7, other people's negativity isn't worth you worrying about. If you can do this, and it's difficult sometimes, this one will save you a lot of grief and a lot of energy. Other people's negativity isn't worth you worrying about at all. Some people project things onto you. Some people judge you. Some people don't understand at all what you're going through. I'm going to tell you a quick story. If you look at me and you think I look stiff, it's because I've had 6 of my cervical vertebrae fused in an emergency surgery. I had sepsis. It was a long recovery, a year for the fusion to take hold, 9 months of antibiotics for the sepsis, had to sleep in a reclining chair for 8 months. During this period, I had a person who is a friend say, "What did you do in your life to bring all this negativity upon yourself?" And we had gone through a lot. I mean, we lost our home to mine subsidence, car accidents, not our fault, just all kinds of stuff. And it was a succession of things. And I was really depressed then anyway, because I couldn't perform. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't have a good night of sleep, So he said this to me, and man, did it throw me in the biggest funk. I was quite depressed to begin with, and after that conversation, deep depression. Until I was watching TV one day, and I saw a St. Jude's commercial, and it was like God made me see this commercial, because these kids, completely innocent. And because we live in a fallen world, they have cancer. There's a lot of things that we won't be able to figure out on this planet. But I looked at these kids and I thought, wow, what my friend said to me was really one of the worst things you could say to somebody. And I thought about it and I thought, wow, buddy, you better get your butt in gear, because you could drop over today and you still had a life where you didn't have to deal with the things these kids are dealing with. These poor kids. So you have to guard your peace, guard your heart, stay focused on what God is doing in you, and do not listen to what people are saying to you or about you if in your soul you know it's incorrect. Number 8, don't compare yourself to others. I mean, in any way. Tough one to do, especially if you're on social media and you see people living it up and you're having this very, very tough time, even for musicians. I've had so many students through the years, they get depressed because they see somebody who can really, really play and really sing and all this stuff. And I have to tell people, look, don't compare yourself. That's their life. They worked a lot of hours to get to where they are. You have to use the things that you admire or that you would like to have. Use them as inspiration, but it's not your life, it's their life. So you don't know what they have been going through, actually. What they're posting could not be the full truth. You don't know what they're carrying. You don't know the full story behind these glamorous highlight reels. Your path is your path. And your timing and God's timing is your timing. All right, number 9. There is always something to be thankful for. Now, I know what it's like to be in a lot of pain. This doesn't mean that you ignore it completely, right? It means you refuse to let pain be the only voice in the room. There are so many things to be thankful for, and we can be distracted by these other forces. But I know for myself, every day I wake up, I say, thank you, Lord, for another day. So maybe it's just breath. Maybe it's one person who checks on you. Maybe it's a roof over your head. Maybe it's the strength to get through today. And through faith, sometimes the gratitude is this: God is still with you, even where you are right at this moment. So if you're going through a tough time right now, I hope this gave you something steady to hold on to. Let me know in the comments which one of these hit you the strongest today, or if you have others you'd like to add. I would love to hear from you. And if you'd like more of this kind of encouragement, please subscribe and stay with me here on Beyond the Strings. There's more ahead. Also, check out the rest of my channel. You may hear some music that you like. Thanks so much. Take good care.